Welcome to our forensic biology presentation. Today, our group will take you back to a small village in Leicestershire, England, between 1983 and 1987. This is the story of the COLIN PITCHFORK case, a milestone investigation that completely revolutionized how global justice system handles biological evidence.
For 1986, if a criminal left bodily fluid at a crime scene, science could only narrow down the suspect pool to a large percentage of the population. This case, however, changed everything. It marks the historical transition from basic blood grouping to modern DNA profiling.
Our background begins in late 1983. 15-year-old Linda Mann was found murdered near a desert footpath, known locally as the Black Path. She had been brutally raped and strangled. Forensic investigators meticulously combed the scene and successfully recovered semen stain from her clothing and body.
To understand exactly how this biological evidence was treated under 1980 standard, let's cross over to our lead forensic biologist who is joining us remotely from the lab.
Thank you. At the Crime Laboratory in 1983, our primary tool for analyzing biological field was ABO blood group A. By testing the antigen present in the recovered semen, scientists determined that the perpetrator belonged to blood group A. Furthermore, he was identified as a secretor, meaning his blood type antigen naturally secreted into his other bodily fluids like semen, saliva, and sweat. This profile measured roughly 10% of the male population. Despite a massive investigation tracking local type A secretors, no definitive match was made and the trail went cold. 3 years later, the nightmare returned. Another 15-year-old Dawn Ashworth disappeared while walking home. Her body was discovered in a wooded area nearby. The modus operandi was horrifying identical. She had been beaten, raped, and strangled to death. Swabs were taken immediately, and we analyzed the semen sample in the lab. The results were identical blood group A secretor status. We knew we were dealing with a single, highly dangerous serious offender.
This case features several unprecedented elements that had never occurred in legal history. The first unique features involve a local 70-year-old hospital porter named Richard Buckland, who had learning difficulties.
Under intense police interrogation, Buckland shocked everyone by confessing to the second murder of Dawn Ashworth. However, he stubbornly denied having anything to do with the first murder of Linda Mann. The police now face a riddle. Did they have one killer or two?
Just admit it! You killed both of them. I told you! I killed Dawn, not Linda! I don't know how to prove to you! I swear, I don't kill Linda!
To solve this riddle, the police approached Dr. Alex Jeffries at the nearby University of Leicester, who had just discovered a revolutionary method to visualize variations in human DNA. This is the exact moment DNA fingerprinting made its global debut in a criminal investigation. We extracted DNA from the semen samples of both crime scenes and compared them against a blood sample taken from Richard Buckland. The scientific results were staggering. The DNA patterns from both crime scenes matched each other perfectly, proving a single serial killer committed both crimes. However, when compared to Richard Buckland's DNA, there was no match. The science proved his confession was entirely false. Buckland became the first person in human history to be fully exonerated and freed using DNA evidence.
With their primary suspect cleared, the police were back to square one. This led directly to the second incredibly unique feature of this case, which is the world's first genetic mass screening.
In a desperate bid to catch the killer, the police mandated every male born between 1953 and 1973 who lived or worked in the local village must provide a blood and saliva sample. Over 5,500 local men voluntarily stood in line to have their biological profiles checked.
This is a person who would be living in a stable relationship, but he's a man who is certainly going to be driven by a sexual fantasy cycle.
While the sign was brilliant, a critical assessment of the facts revealed a massive structural problems that almost allowed the killer to escape justice. Problem number 1 was a tunnel vision and confession bias. The police initially relied so heavily on psychological pressure to extract a confession that were fully prepared to close the case on an innocent teenager without any objective physical evidence to cross-verify his claim.
Problem number 2 was the complete lack of the security and identify verification protocols during biological sample collection. The mass testings will rely heavily on the COLIN system, though there was no super check to verify that the man giving the biological sample was actually the woman whose name was on the paperwork.
I don't think he picked on me for any reason. I think he just picked on anybody he could get hold of at the time to do it for him.
All right, Paul.
No messing there. I need your help.
Colin, I told you I couldn't do it, all right?
27th. I've got to give blood on the 27th. Now, why won't you do it?
It's not right. Break the law and that.
I thought we was mates.
Ah.
I did it for this other bloke and I didn't know him near as well as you know me.
Mister, how did you do it?
I knew my DNA were completed. I couldn't skip the test without raising suspicious. So I found a co-worker named Ian Kelly. I badgered him, gave him fake passport with my detailed bio and his photo, and made him take the blood test photo. It worked perfectly.
COLIN PITCHFORK? Oh yeah, that's me. Can I see your ID, Miss Pitchfork, please? Thank you.
Alan, have you got any more of those address forms?
I have, I'll bring them through. Yeah. Thank you. Can you follow me, please?
This was a fatal flaw in the implementation. COLIN PITCHFORK successfully evaded detection for months because his friend, Ian Kelly, walked into the clinic, signed Pitchfork's name, and gave his own innocent biological sample. The forensic sample was corrupted by a simple act of identity fraud.
The solution to this forensic breakdown came from an unexpected place, a local pub. Months after screening ended, Ian Kelly was overheard bragging to his friend that he had taken the test for Pitchfork. A shocked witness reported this conversation to the police.
On 19 September 1987, COLIN PITCHFORK was arrested. A genuine blood sample was forcefully obtained and brought straight to the forensic lab.
The DNA bands extracted from Pitchfork's genuine blood from a flawless, undeniable match with the semen samples collected from both crime scenes. The biological puzzle was finally solved.
Based on our in-depth research, our group proposed this two-tier modern forensic action plan. By implementing a biometric change of custody, we'll ensure that biological sample cannot be faked or swapped. Furthermore, by establishing objective precedents, we mandate that science must always validate or invalidate a verbal confession, protecting human rights and structural accuracy.
At Leicester Crown Court today, COLIN PITCHFORK was sentenced to 2 life sentences for the rape and murder of Linda Rosemary Mann in 1983 and Dawn Amanda Ashworth in 1986.
In January 1988, COLIN PITCHFORK pleaded guilty to both murder, was sentenced to life in prison. The immediate outcome was justice for Linda and Dawn. The long-term systemic outcome was a global revolution.
This case served as a definitive proof of concept for DNA technology in the global legal arena. It directly inspired the creation of the UK's National DNA Database in 1995, followed quickly by the FBI CODIS system. Today, millions of biological profiles are stored globally, allowing cold cases to be solved in seconds.
In conclusion, COLIN PITCHFORK case demonstrate that while human memories, testimonies, and confession can be lie or fail, our biological blueprints do not.
Bodily fluids serve as the ultimate unalterable sudden witness to a crime.
By studying this historic case, we understand both the immense power of forensic molecular biology and the vital importance of maintaining strict, secure protocol when handling human samples.